आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। So we'll read verse number 2 in the second section. नाहं मन्येषु वेदेति नो न वेदेति वेद च यो नस्तद्वेद तद्वेद नो न वेदेति वेद च। So with this second section, teacher is now trying to do with the first mantra, as I said last night, Stula Nikanana Nyaya. He is trying to unsettle, he is trying deliberately, he is trying to unsettle the buddhi of the student. Why? Because to make it sure or to see to it that he doesn't go wrong anywhere. And that is why this nyaya or maxim, this maxim is there in logic. That's sthula nikanana nyaya, which I explained yesterday. That you dig a pole or a post in the ground and you put it well over there and then shake it. You shake it both the ways, and if still it is moving little bit, then again you dig it deeper. The purpose of this is to see to it that it is very well established. It goes very deep inside so that it will not come out. It won't shake at all. Similarly here, in the same way, teacher is trying deliberately to question and to doubt the student. That in case you think that Brahman is object of the knowledge, then you don't know. See, actually, for knowing Brahman, there are three obstacles. First is avaranam. Avaranam means you absolutely do not know what Brahman is. So when you listen to the teacher, that is when you listen to the Shastra, Shravanam, when Shravanam is done, then that Avarana means veiling of Brahman. Today in ignorance, Brahman is veiled behind the curtain of ignorance. And what ignorance? I don't know what Brahman is. And even if some Brahman is somewhere, let it be. I am not that. So I don't know my Swarupa. That is called Avarana. Then that can go, this Avaranam will go. The means to remove that is Shravanam. To remove Avaranam, to remove the veiling, the means is Shravanam. But still doubts remain. Still doubts can be there. That yes, you said that I am Brahman is okay. But still I quite don't understand that how can I be. So this kind of questions do remain. The means to remove or take care of samshayas, different doubts and vagueness in the mind, what is the means? Mananam. Mananam, deliberation is the means. even after doing that, now the subject is very clear. But still, identification with the past habits is there. You know it, yes, but still, inadvertently, unconsciously, because due to past habits, I still look upon the body as I. No matter how many times you tell. This doesn't seem to go that easily. This is strong misconception, viparita bhavana. It is called viparyaya or viparita bhavana. And that can go by nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam, see, there is slight difference between meditation, dhyanam and nididhyasanam. There is slight difference. Dhyanam generally, what goes by the name of dhyanam is that the object of meditation in dhyanam is different from you. In Shastra, in the Karma Kanda section, and sometimes even in Jnana Kanda, in different Upanishads, meditation upon Omkara, then upon Indra, etc. is given. But there the object of meditation is different from you. And then you try to become one with that. That is called dhyana. That is in the real sense of the word dhyana. But what is the nididhyasanam which you do in the morning? There you are meditating upon yourself, where the object of knowledge is not different from you. It is yourself, that is Atma, but still you want to remove the viparita bhavana. You want to remove all the wrong notions. You know them that they are notions. I am not woman, I am not man, I am not born, I am not dying, neither am I karta, nor am I bhokta. All this we know. But moment we start acting, then automatically I impose the action upon me. I am the doer. When we are enjoying something, without saying, the notion will come, which I am enjoying. I did it. So when I did it comes, which means doership, kartrutva is there, the karma is going to follow me. It won't leave me. Result of the karma will go to the one who has done it. So as long as I brand myself as karta, doer, till then what will happen? All the results will come to me, even though I have paroksha jnanam that I am not karta. I have heard, I have listened to, and from the Shastras also I have learned that I am not the doer. But still, while doing, that notion of kartrutva is still there, is still maintained. Then the result of the karmas come to me. The result looks for the karta. When the phalam comes, where will the phala go? Tell me. No, to one who has done. You follow what I am saying? So as long as, even though the body does, even though the mind thinks, and the sense organs do, hands do, legs do, mind does, sankalpa and things like that, still what do I say? What do I think? I did it. I did it. It was my bright idea. I am responsible for all this. Knowingly, unknowingly, we claim ourselves to be the karta. I did it. As long as this kartrutva, doership is there, result is going to follow you. Already so many phalas, sanchita karma are there. Into that, few more will be added in this life. All this will continue. What I am trying to say this is that even when we have heard, and intellectually also we know, but as long as that kartrutva doesn't go, for kartrutva to go, I don't have to say I didn't do. No, not like that. It should become very spontaneous. Body is doing, I am relaxed in the knowledge that I am not doing. As Lord Krishna was. The war is going on and he is actively involved in that. He participates very well. all the time keeps suggesting Arjuna, do this, do that. Now this is the time to kill Karna, even though he had gone down of the chariot. Even though he went down and he had no weapons in his hands, Lord Krishna said, kill him now. So what my point here is this, that he was actively involved, kept on suggesting, but still at the end of the world, what does he say? I didn't do anything, nor did I make you do anything. Only he can say all this and get away with it. Why? Because he is firmly established in the knowledge that I am not the doer. Prakriti is doing all this. Body, mind, intellect and whatever Ishvara places in the Prakriti, that it does. I can relax in the knowledge and I am not the doer. For that you need not whether I am doing or not. That way you don't have to think at that time. It has to become spontaneous. But that can happen after a lot of hard work. When? What kind of hard work? Nididhyasana. Every morning, every evening, and as much as possible. Give leisure time to yourself. Sit back and take some time out. Don't be all the time busy and occupied and running from here to there, from pillar to post. I keep running and doing things. Then in that I'm never going to understand all this. So take some time out, sit with yourself and then revise the nature of the self. I am not a doer. Nayam hanti, na hanyate. I don't do anything. Neither am I doing anything, nor is anything happening to me. Otherwise we don't do, but people keep on coming telling me things. I am bombarded by what people do to me. I may not do anything to them, but I will feel that they are coming and doing things to me. Which means I am all the time hurt. I am all the time impacted. Both are notions. One is kartrutva, other one is bhoktrutva. When things, I see either this hand does this, kills this one. Then this one is the doer. And what is this one? Killed. Things happen to this one. This one did and things happened to this one. So this one is karta, this one is bhokta. Atma is neither karta nor bhokta. But this must become clear. You don't have to wait and think, oh, whether it happened to me. Then only sense of guilt and sense of hurt will go. So, in short, for all this to become natural, sahaja, swabhavika, what is needed is nididhyasana. Sit back and literally do this exercise every morning, every evening, or whenever you get leisure time. The leisure time we have to take out. Because this is only going to work, not the other work. Other work is necessary for our sustenance and whatever our duties, so we do it. Nothing wrong. But never forget this. Because the impressions of the past are so strongly entrenched that they don't go so easily. So, for avaranam you need shravanam. For doubts one needs mananam. For viparita bhavana, wrong notions, for them to go, we need nididhyasanam. So, now what is happening in this khanda, in this chapter, what is going on is mananam. Teacher is making us think again and again, removing doubts. So, we saw already that he asked the student to go and again revise, again review that whether his understanding of the self is clear or not. Yadi manyase suvedeti. If you think that you know it very well, understand that you do not know. Yadi manyase suvedeti. If you think you know very well, then you really don't know, because you are perhaps taking some thought of the mind to be Atma, seeing something, then that Brahman is limited. You are limiting Brahman, confining Brahman to just one small thing. So you need to go and think. Student went and thought, spent enough time with himself, and then came back. And then he said, Manye Viditam. I now know. I think I know. So there is no aggression at all in his words, but he is very firm and very confident. And then he reported in his own words. What did he say? Naham manye suvedeti. I told you in the last class that divide them into 4 parts. The first line, Naham manye suvedeti. He replies in that, he replies his teacher that I don't think that I know very well. I don't think that I know Atma or self very well. Then second part, then you don't know. Supposing the teacher would say, then you didn't know? You don't know? Then he replies, no, no, Veda. It's not that I do not know. It's not that I do not know. Then what? Vedacha, I know. At the same time, na Vedacha. I made you write that. Na Vedacha. So the nature of the knowledge is what? Vedacha, na Vedacha. See, what is the nature of the knowledge? See, this is how Brahman is only being discussed. Nature of Brahman is being unfolded. This is how Swarupa, nature of Brahman, is being unfolded. And how is it unfolded? In just these 2 words. Vedacha, na Vedacha. Vedacha means I know. I know. Na Vedacha, I do not know. Do not know means what? I do not know very well. Which means I do not see any form outside of me. I do not look upon any thought or any object which is outside of me as Brahman. Which means I understand that Brahman is not away from me. Because if it is away, if it is different, then I become the knower, Brahman becomes known. Then if Brahman is known, okay, known, then who I am? That question remains. I come back to square one. Who am I then? And Brahman became known. Whatever is known is Jadam. Whatever is known, first of all, known requires knower. Known requires knower to illuminate. Right? So, knower will become known will become Jadam. Object will become Jadam, which is Paraprakashya, which is illumined by something else. So, Brahman is also Jadam, which needs someone else to illuminate, which again is wrong, not acceptable. Plus, I become knower, then who am I? Brahman is there and I am here. Then again, I remain what I am. After knowing everything, I remain what I am. My problems are intact. My quest is intact. So, in no way can we say that Brahman is known. So, these 2 vakyas we have to remember. Student replied, Vedacha, I know. That when he says I know, he knows it as his own self, minus body, minus prana, minus this entire sanghata. When he says I know, that I is asanga I, unattached, formless, bereft of qualities, bereft of parts, nirguna, nirakara, niravayava, Brahman. I know that as my very self. But in that self, there is no body. In that self, no body means Body is not I. Pranaha are not I. Mind is not I. Ahankara is not I. In Ahankara, I'll tell you, there are two aspects. Ahankara, one part is I, which belongs to the self, and that part, when you say I am tall, when I say, see, look at this sentence, I am tall. Now tell me, which part goes in anatma, which part doesn't belong to me, and which part belongs to I, the self. Huh? Remember, again go back to the sentence, I am tall. Now tell me, in this I am tall, this vakya, how many parts are there? Two parts. Which part is anatma? Which part is non-self? Tall. And which part is atma? Understood? This is practical. Huh? This you should do in each and every. Supposing you say, I am knower, I am goer, I am eater. Who is eating? Who is eating? Beware. When I say I am eater, who is eating? Body, non-self. Yes, definitely in the presence of the self. Without the presence of the self, nothing will happen. Body cannot eat, work, function, breathe, nothing. But that goes in anatma, non-self. I is here. So you understand when I say I am woman, I am man, I am father, I am wife. See, somebody came and told Swamiji, I cannot come to classes. I cannot come for camp because I am wife, I am mother. The Swamiji shouted, you are not wife, you are not mother, you are Atma. Mother is there, father is there, everything is there. But where? Ahankara. There it goes. I is never father, mother, brother, sister, nothing. I is what? Always the self. So whatever name or role I take up, in that Atma is there, but unattached. So Atma is the big actor, just like in some movies you have one actor playing all the roles. If it is not there, then suppose there is such a movie where one actor is become one actor has taken all the roles. Similarly here all the roles, mother, sister, wife, teacher, cook, a homemaker is everything. Why a woman sometimes is everything? She goes to office also, comes home and does everything. So many roles, but she is what? Atma. So that way, why I am saying this, that if we pay attention, Atma is never away. Atma or the self, whether you are working in your office, taking down notes, we have gone to the some place for your work, wherever, whatever you are doing, who is there? Self is always there, and roles are being played in the presence of the self. That is done. This is practical. I am giving you practical tips of being with the self. Always remember that. In between you can take some time off. If you get confused, who is working? Then you can take some time off and then think like this. Just close your eyes. I am not the knower, doer, nothing. In my presence all this is happening. So, these two vakyas are to be remembered. These are given by the student. Vedacha, na vedacha. I know also, means I know the self. Na vedacha. Na vedacha means I do not know it as an object, different from me. Then in the next line he said, Yonas tadveda, tadveda. When he says, whoever, he takes responsibility for co-students also. He says, students among us all the students among us, my co-students, those who know it this way, the way I described, he is saying, the way I described in the same manner, if the other students know, then they know it. And then again repeats, Yonas tadveda tadveda, nona vedeti vedacha. That they should not know the self as an object different from themselves. At the same time, not say that I do not know. Because he himself, students themselves are the self. So this is how the knowledge has to take place. He showed. This is how then only Brahma Jnanam is there. Vedacha, na vedacha. I know it also, I do not know it also. Then, with this, the dialogue between the teacher and the student is over. The dialogue between the teacher and the student, which began with Keneshit, the first mantra, Keneshitam patati preshitam. Can we have this pen little bit, if you don't mind? No, he will do it, but you don't mind, no? If I have, yes, I didn't know that this is here. Okay. Just little bit. So with this Dvitiya Khanda, means this mantra, the dialogue between the teacher and the student, which began with the question of the student, Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Then the teacher replied, now it's coming to an end. It came to an end. Now, here Bhashyakara writes, Shishya Acharya Samvada Prati Nibritya. So now, Upanishad, Shruti keeps that aside. Now see, all this is being told to us by Bhashyakara. Bhashyakara from the mood of the mantras and from the way the mantras are progressing, he is telling us this. Otherwise, nothing is written here, quote unquote, nothing is coming in the mantras. You follow what I am saying? Bhashyakara, in his commentary, he writes this. He understands from the mantras that now the dialogue between the teacher and the student is over. And now this other mantra which is following, Yasyama, third one, that is the report of the Shruti. Now again Shruti comes back. Now Shruti comes in the forefront. Shruti means Upanishad. So it's a Svena Rupena Shrutihi Samasta Samvada Nivruttam Arthameva Bodhayati. So now Shruti, that is Upanishad, now gives us the entire meaning in her words. So far the dialogue was going on. Now Upanishad speaks in its own words and quotes the same kind of mantra. Which one? This third one. Let us read that. Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasaha avijñātam vijānatam vijñātam avijānatam. So if we don't know all this, then we would think the same kind of mantras are following. Same thing was in the previous mantra. Now also the same thing is there. But it is now the Shruti is speaking this. So far teacher and students were talking about this. Now Shruti, that is Upanishad, is also called Shruti. Shruti, seeing the trend, seeing the style of the dialogue of the student and the teacher, reports the same kind of mantra, talks in the same language, is talking in the same, only words are different, meaning is the same. Now see this, the meaning of the mantra. Yasya amatam, tasya matam. See what the mantra says, mantra says, Yasya amatam. For those, Brahman is amatam. Amatam means not known. not objectified. For those for whom Brahman is amatam, not objectified, tasya matam, they know it. They know Brahman. Then, it may sound little weird, but it's not weird. This is how they talk about Brahman, cannot be talked like other things. For this I have to say something, then I can say yes, there is this peacock feather on Krishna's head, then there is flute in his left hand, things like that. Because he is describable that way, plus he is dark blue color. I can describe him. But for Brahman that is not possible. So, yasya amatam tasya matam. By whom Brahman is not known objectively, they know it. He only knows it. You follow? Those person for whom Brahman is not seen, not objectified, he knows it. Matam yasya, and for whom Brahman is known. Just as I see this card, like that they see Brahman. Oh yes, Brahman has come before me. Bhagavan has come, and I'll fold my hands. Things like that. I see, and then I'm all crying. Tears come down from my eyes when I see Bhagavan and all that. Bhagavan you are seeing, but not Brahman. So, matam yasya, those who see or objectify Brahman, he does not know. Na veda saha, he doesn't know. This is the first line. And same thing is given in the second line. Avijñātam vijānatam. Avijñātam vijānatam. For those who know, vijānatam. For those who really know, Brahman is what? From the text, tell me. Avijānatam. For vijānatam, not avijānatam. Avijñātam. For those who know, vijānatam means translation will be for those who know Brahman. What will be Brahman? How will it be? Avijñātam, not objectified. For those who know, Brahman is not objectified. And vijñātam, avijānatam. For avijānatam means for those who do not know. How is Brahman? Vijñātam. They say, yes, we saw Brahman. We have seen it. So, the same meaning is repeated. Now we have to understand why is it avijñātam. You know now the meanings of both the lines. Yasya amatam tasya matam. Those who know, yasya amatam tasya matam. They know it. Tasya matam means he knows it. Who knows it? For one for whom Brahman is amatam. Now the question can arise, why amatam? See, to know a thing, let us take any common object. To know this thing, knowledge takes in two stages. This also is very technical, but this you must know. You must know the difference between the knowledge of an object, how knowledge of an outside object takes place, that is of one kind. And how the knowledge of the self takes place is of another kind. What is the difference? Let me tell you. When you see this, supposing, I'll show you. We don't have enough things, but supposing the room is all dark. Room is dark, and then you have a coconut. You have a coconut. On that coconut, a pot is kept, which means it is covered. Supposing under this, there is one coconut, and then I keep it like this. And the room is also dark. Now to see the coconut, 2 steps are required. Which 2 steps? Listen carefully. First of all, I remove this. Room is dark. I removed this. Still you cannot see the coconut. You remove. This was needed. I removed it. But still, supposing this is coconut. You can't still see it. Now to see the coconut, what next step is to be taken? Switch on the light. Understood? So for the world, objects of the world, in 2 steps, knowledge takes place. In technical language, if I say, you will get confused, but still you better know it. What are these 2 steps? This is called vritti vyapti, and another word is phala vyapti, which means what? This was covered by this one. So this was totally, this darkness was there plus this darkness. So first what I needed to do is to remove this. That is removing the, that is vritti vyapti has come. I will explain that. Second one, but still it won't shine. This won't shine for me. So the second step has to be taken, switch on. Then only in that light will this object be illumined. So these 2 steps were required. Now we come to Brahman. Now we come to the self. Keep all of you keep this in mind. In these 2 steps were required. Removing the pot means removing the veiling and then illumining. 2 steps. In case of Brahman, there is this coconut. No, now not coconut. Now I take a lamp, deepak. I take a deepak. There is a deepak. Think that, no, this is, let us look upon this as a small lamp. Deepak. I put this here. This won't go. And above that I put this pot. And room is also dark. Now to see the deepak, what do I do? First step is this. Now second step is needed. Why? This is deepak's lamp. It illumines itself. Understood? This is not required. You do not require outside illumination to illumine this, because it is self-illumining. It illumines itself. Everybody understood? That is called vritti vyapti, means I needed to remove this much. But phala vyapti was not required. That outside illumination, outside light was not needed to illumine this, because it is self-illumining. In the same way, now we come to the objects of the world. You keep this example in mind. Now to see this, so now let us take this rose. To see this, first my eyes are closed. To see this, what has to happen? I have to open my eyes. Eyes along with the mind. Eyes along with the mind goes here. Takes its shape. Comes inside. And then Atma. This is phala vyapti. And then Atma is there. Atma is self-illumining. Then it illumines the flower. Chakshushaha, this rose or thought. No, here still we are talking about object only. That this is an object, rose. To illumine this first not illumine, but to see this, first step is that eyes along with the mind goes here, takes its form, comes back. And then Atma, which is of the nature of light, illumines this. Okay. Then, now in these 2 steps, I got the knowledge of the rose, flower. Now we come to the self. We are coming to self, where first step is required, that I am Brahman, which is not the body. First this knowledge is required. So far we did not know this, that what is Brahman. Atma is Nirguna, Nirakara, Niravayava. All this I need to know. Not Karta, not Bhokta. Is different from the body. All this knowledge I require. That is why I told you in the beginning that Avaranam has to go by Shravanam. Avaranam means veiling about the nature of the self goes by listening to the teacher or by satsanga. That goes. So that step is happening. Atma, about Atma, I don't know what it is. So, first of all, I need to know Aham Brahmasmi from the words of the Shastra. Teacher says, you are Brahman, Tattvamasi. That has happened. Now, do I need outside light to illumine Brahman?
No.
Why? Like that Deepak. Like that Deepak, Atma is also self-shining. This is the most important thing. It is Swaprakasha. Nothing in this world is Swaprakasha. Swaprakasha means self-illumining, self-shining. No, not a single object falls in the category of self-shining. Atma is like that. So only thing that is required for the knowledge of the self is the removal of avarana. Avarana means I don't know what Brahman is. Then when you listen to the teacher for a long time, then the avaranam, that is ignorance about it, goes. Oh yes, now I know. Theoretically, I know that it is nirguna, nirakara, different from the body, so on and so forth. But it illumines on its own. So now what was so far illumining as aham is now illumining as Atma. So far I took it to be with the body, but now I know it is not the body. So far I took the body as I. Now I listen, I heard from the Upanishad that it is not the body. So from in my mind I remove the body, Atma along with the body. The body part is removed, prana is removed, mind is removed, all of that is removed. Now what remains is Swaprakasha Atma. I don't need outside sun or etc. to illumine this. Just as the Deepaka, after removing this, doesn't require anything. Similarly, in short, phala vyapti is not required. Atma shines on its own. That is why, what is said here, yasya amatam tasya matam. For those who know, Atma is not away, out there. He doesn't see it as an object outside, but he knows it, yasya amatam, tasya matam. He doesn't see it as the outside object, but as his very self, which doesn't require any outside illumination. That is why in the second line it is said, avijñātam vijānatam. For those who know, avijñātam. Atma is not seen out there as object away from me, different from me, but I myself. So avijñātam. You followed? Or still not clear? Clear, no? This we are repeating this again and again because so that it becomes clear. Atma is to be known as the very self, but no other light is required because it is constantly chit. Chit means consciousness. Sun needs to be illumined. Moon needs to be illumined. As we saw in the case of Janaka and Yajnavalkya and Brihadaranyaka. Because the Janaka asked, in whose light everybody does what they do? Then Janaka said, in the light of the sun. Then he asked, Janaka asked, but when sun is not there, okay, then in the light of the moon. When moon is not there, in the light of the constellation. When the constellations are not there, and it is very dark in the forest, then in whose light? Speech. When somebody is, come behind me, I am going this side. The words itself becomes the light and you follow them. When the speech is also not there, that is in which state? Dream state. You go to the dream. So Yajnavalkya ji is teaching this, that in the dream state, this outside luminaries, none of them are present. Everybody think, in the dream, none of this outside luminaries, are they there? No. Nobody is there. Then who becomes the sun? Who becomes the moon? Self. Self only. Where is the generator for that? Atma is self-generating. Atma is that. He could have straight away said that. But he showed that you think that it is because of the sun that Vyavahara is going. But where is, in reality, even in waking, even in waking state, the real source of illumination is nothing but the self. From self, behind the self, Atma is. Behind the moon, Atma is. Behind the constellations, Atma is. Bhagavan says in Gita, we are reciting this every day before lunch. What? Yada dityagatam tejah jagad bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi yat chagno tat tejo vidhi mamakam. Bhagavan says. In 15th chapter, Bhagavan says, Yada dityagatam tejah, the light which is there in the sun, the light which is there in the moon, the light which is there in the fire which cooks the food. Bhagavan says, understand that light to be mamakam. I am that light. And in me, sun, moon cannot do anything. But it is I, because of which the sun shines. Not only this eyes shine, chakshusha chakshu, but even that one. Is it becoming too much? Everybody is little bit relaxed, no? So not only, wait. Otherwise, my thought process will get broken. Not only at this level, individual level is Shrotra, Atma is the Shrotra of the Shrotra. Not only here, but at the Samashti level also. He is the son of the sun, he can say. He is the moon of the moon. Constellation of the constellations. Star of the star. Just as here he said, what did he say? I am the ear of the ear. There he can say, I am the one who holds the Prithvi. I am the power which holds the earth, upholds the earth. I am the force behind the wind. I am that light and heat behind the fire. Fire doesn't have its own heat. Prithvi, earth doesn't have its own power, it is Jadam. The power that the Prithvi, earth, has to uphold the creation is not its own. Then whose is it? Whose? Atma. Call it Atma. At the individual level we call it Atma. When we talk about Samashti or creation, there we call it Brahman. Not that there is any difference. What is Atma is Brahman. What is Brahman is Atma. They are one. So did you understand that the real light, real source of energy, real thing in this entire creation, in the individual, that is microcosm, macrocosm, Vyashti, Samashti, individuality, totality, just one thing is real. What is it? Atma. That is what is said, that those who know this, yasya amatam, tasya matam. Those who do not see, they know. Those who think that they are seeing Brahman, matam yasya, which means do not look upon Brahman as away from you. Then your quest will never be over. Understand this. It will never be over. What you are seeking will always remain away from you. In spite of the fact that it is right here. Kabirji writes, Pani mein meen piyasi. See how much they all knew, no? Whether they went for such satsanga or not, I don't know. But Kabirji writes, Pani me mean piyasi. Dekh dekh mohe ave hasi. He says, in spite of being in the water, mean, that is this fish, is still thirsty. Just as that kasturi, what is it called? The deer, musk, which is found in Himalayas now, very rare. But in the olden days, they were found everywhere. I mean, in forests. Now, hardly you find it. Some rare are left in Himalayas. So that musk, in its navel, there is kasturi. That kasturi is very fragrant, extremely fragrant. So the fragrance comes from that. And this fellow, I mean, not fellow or felly, who is musk, he or she thinks that where is this coming from? And in the direction of that she runs in a crazy manner after that, then falls and dies. But is looking for what? That fragrance. Where is it coming from? From its own self. Similarly, I am looking for happiness outside. Where is it? Here. Looking for Brahman. Looking for love in practical language. Looking for happiness. Looking for peace. Looking for satisfaction. After all, Brahman doesn't matter. I want love. I want peace. I want satisfaction. Where is it? That is another name for Brahman. All those names are another names for Brahman only. Peace, love. So wise man never goes and begs for love. Respect, nothing. Why? They've found it. They've found it. Not that they see inside, somebody is respecting me. No. Because myself, it's not away from me. This also sit back every day. The thing which I want from others, and that is giving us pain, no? I seek from you, and you don't accept me. These are the common problems, day-to-day problems. And this is what really gives us depression. Oh, nobody loves me. Nobody cares for me. Arey, stop, forget it. They don't care, you care. It is easy to speak. But then sooner or later we have to know this. Without any rhyme or reason. Without any rhyme or reason, literally, we are in pain. If we know this, we are on the top of the world. Wise man, they live without roof. We have heard about such Mahatmas. They have no roof over them. They don't know where the next meal will come from. Sura mandir taru vasaha. They may be in some temple. Like nothing. No, if it rains, they don't know where to go. But in spite of all this, they are always happy. Nandati, nandati, nandati eva. Why? Where is this nandanam coming from? Myself. I am that. So along with I put that. Today with I we have associated helpless. Helpless. Nobody is mine. We sit and cry, no? Everybody is gone. Day by day people are going. Even if they are there, they are not looking at me. Not caring for me. Nobody is coming and talking to me. I'm all alone, lonely. Loneliness is a big problem. Big cause for depression. Yes, in West people are very lonely. Let me tell you. Very lonely. They have other things. Comforts are there. But these are big problems. But this is illegitimate problem from Vedantic standpoint. Illegitimate. Why? Why? I am bliss. I am happiness. If not, bliss is too high. I am happiness. One has to know this. Otherwise, long face all the time. It's bound to be. So, yasya amatam, tasya matam. Who doesn't seek it outside knows it. One who thinks that I'll get it from here, we can put it that way also. One who thinks I'll get, or one who feels that perhaps in future, today I don't have, but tomorrow my children will get married, and then their children will look after me, and things like that. Don't bank upon any such things. Don't rely upon anyone. By that we are not dismissing them. But to rely upon anyone for our happiness is the biggest mistake of life. Really. From our side, this is not part of Kenopanishad, but I am telling you. Swamiji, you may say, from avijnatam, vijanatam, Swaminiji, where have you come? But it means this, in day-to-day life, the meaning of this verse will be this. In day-to-day life, the meaning of this will be that if I am seeking it there, and even if there is some promise, don't bank upon it. If they give, fine. If they don't give, fine. If they give it, welcome. If they don't give it, welcome. This should be the attitude of wisdom. This is wisdom. What else is wisdom? Nothing grows here. Nothing changes. Wisdom means inner change. Here something changes. The pattern of thinking. Pattern of thinking. Because we do not know how to think. That is where we become unhappy. Really. Correct thinking is required. Thinking in keeping with the nature of the truth or self. Then where is the place for unhappiness? Bhagavan said, Ashocyan anvashochastvam. Oh Arjuna, you are crying for those who need not be cried for. Your pain, your sorrow is totally illegitimate. And you talk in big language. Prajna vadamscha vasase. Your language is big because in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna gave long lecture to Bhagavan. Arjuna, in about 47 or how many verses of the first, I'll find. To be clear, let me tell you. I have it with me. 47. One verse is of Sanjaya. Other than that, all the verses of Arjuna. He was giving lecture on why he should not fight. Why fighting is, this battle is wrong and I will not fight. Having come, and then he says, I will not fight. Giving a long lecture. Then Bhagavan dismissed it right away. And he started his Upadesha in the second chapter. He dismissed it right away in just one verse. Ashocyan anvashochastvam. You are lamenting for those who doesn't deserve lamentation. Ain't nothing in this life deserves lamenting. And Arjuna, you are talking in, your words are very big, and you are lecturing me, but you don't know anything. In short, we should know that Atma, don't seek it out anywhere, from anyone, from anything, neither place, nor time, nor person, nor thing. Be yourself. So, this is how in this verse Shruti talked in her own words. Then again the question remains. What is the question? How to? Okay, then you are saying, see now understood what happened? The question now is, let's see, for ignorant people also, what is Brahman? Avijñātam. In a different way. For totally ignorant people, who have not even heard Brahman, the word, and they have no such, poor people have no such questions. They have no such. For them also Brahman is avijñātam. They also don't know. And now Purva Paksha says, even for wise man, you say Brahman is avijñātam. You are following what I am saying? For totally ignorant person also, Brahman is avijñātam, not seen. And for wise men also you say, Brahman is avijñātam, is not seen outside. It doesn't become an object of knowledge. Then what is the difference between wise and ignorant? It's better to be ignorant, he says. He says, then what is the difference? For wise men also Brahman is not seen outside. Ignorant have no idea about it. So he also doesn't know Brahman. He doesn't bother about it also. But then question is, then what is the difference between them? Plus, how do we bring this knowledge in practice? How do we, again pay attention, how do we see Brahman every moment, in each and every thought? See, the student has the audacity to ask this again. That how do we see Brahman all the time, in every thought? What is the way? Otherwise we don't know. You are saying that it is avijñātam. Then what to do? This question has come. That will be replied in the coming verse. Coming verse is very important, which I hope will answer all your questions. But I will keep it for tomorrow. Where it will be said that Brahman is never away and you can locate it. You can identify, because somebody had the question, where is Brahman? Vaminiji. It's not enough to say all this. Show us Brahman. We will not show you, but here this mantra says, in each and every thought you find Brahman. And that is the door to the knowledge. So that we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamataః Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyaptate Haya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Dear campers, please just stay back for 1 minute.
Yeah. She wants to say something. Please listen to her.
I can.
Yeah,
hear me?
you want to.
Dear campus, you all know that in another 3 days our camp will be getting over. We will be missing Swamiji and our beautiful talk. But
All of you are invited to Ahmedabad.
Thank you, Swamiji. So, but what we do usually, that as campers, we've been getting the service from the staff of the camp, the food, the workers serving the food and providing